Willkommen zurück bei unseren Mobility Talks hier von der IAA und ich freue mich, dass Sie jetzt wieder reingeklickt haben, denn jetzt wird es richtig spannend. Jetzt machen wir eine kleine Runde über unseren Stand und wir werden alles das sehen, was wir hier live zeigen, was neu ist, was besonders ist. Und wer das macht? Ein ganz besonderer Gast. Paul Verheijen ist mein Gast. Welcome, Paul. You are Vice President, Product Strategy and Partnerships, Bridgestone Mobility Solutions. So you're the right guy to talk about what is new and what lies ahead. All the good products, solutions and features went through your hands. Welcome to our show.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And what better place than to talk about innovation than the IAA. The IAA, special place for us. On one hand, you can meet all the different OEMs, the tier ones, technology providers and what have you. But the IAA is also the place where 25 years ago it started. Webfleet was first announced in the version 1.0 at the IAA.
So we do have anniversary, 25 years of Webfleet, and you've been part of it for a long time. What makes Webfleet special when we look at our customers and customer relations?
I think we started it with the quote there, future-proof your fleet, leverage your data. And that's, I think, one of the key things that we have. We collect a lot of data on behalf of our customers, yet it's so much data, you need to make it simple for our customers to digest, to make decisions on, to work more efficient, to be more productive. And yeah, using data, it changed, and with the vast amount of data that we can get, also from trailers, from the trucks, from the orders. There's so much data. As a fleet manager, the job also changes. It's not about the vehicles anymore alone, not only about the people that do the job, but it's so much around it, and we need to help them. Fleet managers become data managers, and that's, I think, the innovation that we have today.
So 25 years of Webfleet, 25 years of innovation, but not only within software and solutions, but also, and that's special about Webfleet as well, hardware. We do show hardware, we do have hardware, and
let's start with the part that we can throw, no?
Yeah, let's start with the part that we can throw. Who's been with us, they know this is
maybe one of the innovations for this
innovation.
year. Yeah.
Please show us.
One of the innovations that we showed actually 2 years ago was the Pro M device. Now we made a upgrade of this device specifically with a laser scanner.
Right.
What I like about it, you can use it with one specific button, you can scan it, and you immediately get the relevant barcode, and you can use that for all the different applications that you have. So the device itself, it's a ruggedized phone. It comes in that sense with the work app that we have for the order management functionality. We have the TomTom Go Fleet app to go with it. But the barcode is clearly something that for the people on the road and the tasks that they need to do is quite helpful.
So we start off with a work phone, Android fully functioned, where we've got the work app. So it sort of substitutes our Pro driver terminals. People used to know, fixed mounted.
Yeah,
and we got additional
TomTom navigation devices in the past.
The navigation device we have, and now we're adding the laser scanner, so even more productive, because we saw it was quite well received, especially by the last mile delivery sector, right?
So, exactly, and when you look at, especially during the day, if you have to scan many packages, many barcodes, you want to have a reliable device. And what I particularly like about it is that this device then also comes with specific accessories. Let's say a special holder, and we call it a gun, with which you can then very accurately use it, and it saves you also time because it's really quick in making those scans accordingly.
And I think when you talk about phones and work phones and the professional use, the accessory and the spare parts and the battery that you still can buy even 2 years later are a key feature here. And
but also the environment that you use it in. Yeah, we all know I have young kids, and you give them a phone, and a couple of weeks later they come back, can I have a new one because I threw it on the floor? If you look at, we service fleets, people on the road. They are either in trucks or light commercial vehicles, and it's very easy.
All weather conditions, right?
All weather conditions, but we're all human. You sometimes throw it on the floor. It needs to work. It needs to be robust, and it needs to be functional. And that's what these phones do. And then, yes, of course, they come with the navigation, the order management that integrates with our backend accordingly.
And when we talk about accessory, we see this cradle here.
Yeah.
That is very easy to use as well, right?
Yeah. And so that's for in car. It's for the charging, but also for the scanning. There's a dedicated accessory, and I think it's something that will become available accordingly.
So so much for the hardware right now.
Yes.
Webfleet quite often is all about the software, and we've got great innovations there.
Absolutely.
Let's
go
jump
over
there and have a look about the software features we've got new.
Yes, let's go.
All right, Paul, we've been just into the driver cabin with the Pro-M and the hardware. Now we go back to the office.
To the fleet manager.
To the fleet manager and talk about the features we show here, and quite a few. Maybe first of all, you talked about the data that we're collecting and presenting. I think the most prominent example we have to talk about is the AI assistant.
Yes.
What is that about?
Yeah, so in general, we collect a lot of data. We talked about it before. And the traditional ways of providing data back to customers is either through reporting that you download or through specific dashboards. But still, you need to configure those reports in a specific way, and you need to do some work in order to get out what you want. And one of the key things that you have, the latest technology improvements that you see in all around us with regards to generative AI, is that you can talk to your data. And we started with our driving behavior, our OptiDrive reporting. And how cool is it that you can actually ask simple questions specifically to the things that you need. So you tailor, in that sense, your reporting by asking it questions. Can you provide me an overview of the top 3 drivers or the worst 3 drivers? Can you give me the data from Paul Verheijen from the last 3 months? And in that sense, you make it very specific, and you get the information in a question and answer style back. And this is functionality that we have. And it's a different way of consuming the data, and all this big data becomes then small and relevant to the need that you have at that specific moment.
And when you talk about the data, I mean, there are many sources we get data from. We will talk about fleet care and the sensors and the data we get there later on. We get all the data from the vehicle, but we do get data from trailers as well. Yes. What are we showing here?
So we have several solutions around trailers. You see that the asset tracking in that sense is as important as the vehicle tracking. We get a lot of data, for instance, around the load of the trailer. We get temperature. We had a solution already that we sell roughly a little bit more than a year. But today we also announced that we integrate also with Smith's Cargo Bull. And basically you get the trailer maintenance data, the EBS data, or temperature data, and TPMS data directly from Smith's Cargo Bull. And I think when it comes to data, it's very important because fleets have mixed vehicles. They might have light commercial vehicles, they might have some passenger cars, they might have the towing units, the trucks, but now the trailers are also basically integrated in the overall solution.
So we've got the data from our vehicles, we got the data from the trailer. Let's move towards the drivers. And Webfleet always puts the driver first. One thing we have to check in Germany, and this is especially a product for Germany, every 6 months the fleet manager has to verify that
driver license check.
Driver license is in place.
Specific feature specifically for Germany.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's people will be waiting for it. I know customers were talking about it or asking for it quite a long time. Now we're out. Now it's a bookable feature, right?
Absolutely. And I think it's important to help customers also in the administrative tasks that they have. It helps them also to in their journey around that. And in this sense, it's something that was requested by the German market, and we have implemented it accordingly. Yes.
So, Führerscheinkontrolle is available, is
Yes.
the big question. Still thinking about the drivers and the driver safety and have them secure. We will talk about it later today because I've got a special guest. Hannah Cordes will be here.
Yes.
From Bosch Mobility Platform and Services, and she will talk about the solutions. But I think the interesting thing is driver safety concerning when they're driving, but driver safety when they're not driving is important as well. Together with Bosch, we've got a partnership, secure parking. What is that all about?
So what you see is that a cargo theft is a clear thing, and if you have transport vehicles that always come to your hub, then yeah, you can make sure that they're behind the gate. But if they just park next to the road, yeah, it's relatively easy in that sense to open them up even when the driver is sleeping. And this is the type of situation that you want to prevent. And in our solution, we offer the possibility to book parking spots. And these parking spots, they are in a gated surrounding, cameras, everything around. And you basically see it on the map, you book it accordingly. And what we see is that even on my way here to Hanover, I drove here with an electric vehicle. But as soon as I made a stop, the parking spot that I arrived on, you see a lot of parks around, trucks parked in very strange places.
Right.
I think what we clearly see also from the pilot that we are conducting with Bosch Secure Truck Parking is that we are helping customers to really deal with an issue that they face every day. And that's, I think, what the cooperation is about. It's clearly something that our customers and the planners can help the drivers also with, knowing also the remaining driving time and everything around. And this is, I think, the nature. And we talk a lot about data. For me, this is not data only about reporting, but also data for decision making and keeping your driver safer.
And I think it's a very good example how you leverage synergies when partners come together. We've got
Yes.
data from Webfleet. We know how long will it take him to drive, what are his remaining driving times.
Yes.
And then the fleet manager can have a look in the area. Is there a secure parking spot I can book for him? And that gives peace of mind. It eases the driver.
But also it eases the driver. I think it saves you also in fuel consumption, not having to look for a location and everything around. But also the customers of our customer, they know that the cargo is actually parked in a secure way, those type of things.
Right.
Yes.
I think that's brilliant. And still staying with the driver and talking about driver safety. And again, I will have Damien Penny later on from Lytics talking about our camera solutions. We have
Camera over there.
a camera over there. How is video telematics still part or becoming even more important right now?
What I like about the video telematics is that it combines certain things. You have both the forward-facing aspect as well as the inner-facing aspect. We talked about the driver license check. Yes, of course you want to make sure that that is still valid and up to date. But at the same time, you also want to be sure that your drivers actually use their seatbelt.
True.
Whether people are on the phone, yes or no, while driving. Yeah, these are not situations where you necessarily want to be in because your attention span goes differently. But at the same time, And we hear many stories also from our customers. When something happens in front of you and you have a recording of that, and it immediately exempts the driver from all fault, this also has value. It has value from the insurance point of view, but also from a company point of view. And at the same time, if you see certain behavior that is dangerous, then you also have the material that you can coach your drivers in. And yeah, in that sense, video telematics was clearly something that was already earlier in the US and the UK maybe, and maybe that was more from a different privacy point of view. But yeah, we introduced it in such a way that you can make all these tweaks. You can disable the inner-facing camera, but still use the AI events to detect certain events and still have reporting on it. And I think that these type of things are important. You can have camera telematics, video telematics, but still do the privacy accordingly. And that in an integrated solution, where you have the camera images, you have your order management, you have your driving behavior, and then OptiDrive also adds again to the cameras add to the OptiDrive information. I think it's an integrated suite that gives an overall solution for the customers to be more efficient and productive and sustainable.
So I think the message is clear. In the end, all these technologies really works for the driver and works for the company and for the fleet manager. Let's jump just around the corner because we've got one more thing to show.
One more stop.
One more stop. Let's call it a pit stop because we're changing tires. Not really. No, we're talking about tires and tire solutions. Let's go around the corner.
1.8 seconds? No?
Yeah. Paul, we're now at the fleet care corner, let's call it that way. Fleet care is an integrated part of Bridgestone and Webfleet, and we're offering big solutions here, and we're showing innovation here. We talked about collecting data. Let's start with that. What are we offering and what are we showing here? What is new?
With fleet care, the worlds of the data around tires as well as telematics come together. And what we provide, we call it fleet data analytics reporting, is specific reporting where you leverage both the tire information, the sensor information from the tires, as well as your telematics data. But not only is that available for your fleet, there's also a benchmarking where you are benchmarked against anonymized fleets in that sense. So it really helps you to understand where you are, but also how you do compared to industry peers. And I think this comparative scoring also gives relevant information. And we talked about data a lot today. If you simply look at all the data that we collect easily 20 billion position points a month. If you would give that to the customer, everybody would go crazy. It's too much data. But making it small, making it relevant is the key aspect, because that helps you to make decisions. And that, here with Bridgestone Fleet Care, it's exactly the same.
So we got new sensors in the tires. They give us more information, temperature, wear, loads.
And you can use that information also for the wear algorithms. And it gives an indication around the tread depth. So this tire is a completely new tire, but if they're on the road, you want to know at what point in time you need to change them. You want to know about how they are worn. And in that sense, it's clearly the maintenance aspect that you want to be smart about.
And with the data analytics in fleet care, we're not even not only presenting data, we're asking the right questions and we're comparing it to your peers and show you the benchmark where you should be or where you could be.
Exactly.
And we do a deep dive with Mark Tedejo just in the next bit. So we're going to do a deep dive here when we talk about fleet care and how the tire world and the data world really get combined.
And that's the same what we see on the stand here today. Yeah, we see tires, but also digital products, the hardware, the stuff that we can throw coming together in one stand. All under the umbrella of Bridgestone Fleet Care accordingly.
Very interesting, I would say. Let's go to the bar and then we have a quick talk how it all comes together.
Absolutely, let's do that.
Well, Paul, I think we had a great tour. We saw a lot of hardware. We talked about the Pro-M and the new scanner. We saw a lot of software, about the AI assistant and many different solutions. Here, at the end, even about tire fleet care and data analytics support here, asking the right questions, getting the right answers, comparing me and challenging me to do better. But we started off that it's our anniversary. It's 25 years of Webfleet, and as I said, you've been there a long time. Not the whole 25 years.
19 years.
19 years
and
is
counting.
a long time.
Yes.
And obviously, you've spent a lot of time with our customers. What stands out in these years with talking to the customers, being part of the journey?
Currently I'm in product management, but in the past I was also in sales in the early days. And I recently met one of our customers, was one of the customers that I closed personally. And I asked him after, I think it was more or less 13, 14 years of usage, are you happy with it? Yes. But how did it help you? And what you really see is, irrespective of the moment in time, whether it was 19 years ago, 6 years ago, or now, customers use our products to be more effective, to increase their productivity, to be more sustainable, or even for compliance or increasing their service levels. And at different times, each of these 5 aspects play a role. If the fuel prices go up, the interest in topics like OptiDrive go up. And nowadays around CSRD, CO2 reporting is in. But in the end, Webfleet provides the insight that they need to be able to manage their fleet. And this is what it does today. This is what the intention was 25 years ago. And hopefully in 25 years from now, so 50 years of Webfleet, the same applies, that we help our customers to be more effective, to be more productive, help them with sustainability, but also with compliance accordingly.
So let's say the last 25 years, the industry has changed completely.
Yes.
Webfleet has changed. Every 3 months we've got a new
release,
new set of Webfleet, and that will continue. The problems may change, but the challenges stay the same, and Webfleet will be there on your side as a customer.
I mean, there are things ahead of us like electrification. Yeah, and from a product point of view, we clearly have product managers, developers, everybody working on that. But in the end, the same principles apply. Efficiency, productivity, how you work. And how you work might change, but the principle and the usage of data, I think it will only increase. Yeah.
That's a brilliant look ahead for the next 25 years of Webfleet. We're still going to be there, we're still going to solve problems, even problems we don't know yet.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for your time.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you for the little tour. And the next bit, der nächste Teil nach der Pause wird dann genau über Fleet Care auch gehen. Ich freue mich total darauf, mal ein bisschen mehr zu erfahren, wie es denn möglich sein wird, mit Daten umzugehen, die wir in komplett neuen Art und Weise präsentieren und helfen, neue Lösungen und neue Wege damit zu finden. Ich sage Dankeschön an der Stelle, aber bleiben Sie dran, gleich geht's weiter.